There is one teacher that comes to mind when I ask you about the teacher that made a difference or an impact in your life. And if you notice, it came to you like that. Like you didn't even have to think, it automatically came to you. Now, there's a reason it came to you. Give me one reason that teacher is the teacher. They validated your thoughts, she cared, she made me see something in myself that I didn't see, she cared, never allowed me to give up, compassion and patience. All of these things come to mind and they're true. However, there's something else that you might not be aware of. Every memory that we have that's a strong memory is attached to an emotion. Where were you on 9/11? Put it in the chat because I know you remember. Now, if you notice, you recalled that like that, just like the teacher and just like what they did for you. Now, let me ask you a follow-up question. What were you doing on 9/11 of last year? Because that's a lot more recent. You should definitely remember that. Couldn't tell you. Most of us couldn't because there's no other emotion we can't remember. So now you notice how that emotion creates those memories. My teacher, one of them, was Mrs. McLean in second grade. Mrs. McLean made me feel like I could solve any math problem on planet Earth because she was going to give me a little chocolate if I got it right. Mrs. McLean made me believe that I could be a mathematician if I wanted to. Mrs. McLean was the one that picked me up from crying because the kids would pick on me because my mom was a janitor. Mrs. McLean would try to communicate with my mom, who barely spoke any English. And I'm never going to forget that. Mrs. McLean went out of her way to make me feel better, not just as her student, but because of what she saw. Degrees are great. Experience is great. I have a hard time teaching heart and caring. I can give you some ideas and some tips, but you know that the majority of those teachers you all posted, they had heart and they truly cared and they exemplified it. And that's something that we need to keep in mind if we want to engage our students.